Hi, my name's Kerry. Welcome to Sydney and also welcome to Sydney Central Station. Now, today my destination is first of all from Central Station here down to Wollongong. And then when I get to Wollongong, I'm going to change for a bus to take me over to Moss Vale. And once I get to Moss Vale, I'm going to have some lunch there at the local pub. Then I'm going to catch another train, a diesel train, back up to Macarthur. And then Macarthur, I'm going to change at Macarthur for a electric train back into Central. Anyway, I hope you'll join me for the day. We'll get on the train and I'll tell you a bit more. I'm doing this trip on Thursday the 16th of October and to do it I'm using my senior's Gold Opal card, and the whole day, it includes right down to Wollongong, across to Moss Vale, and then back up to Sydney is only going to cost me $2.50. Now if you're using a regular Opal card, you can do this trip on a Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and it'll only cost you less than $10. Now if you're doing the trip from Monday to Thursday, of course, it's going to cost you a bit less than $20. Now if you haven't got an Opal card, you can do the same trip with a Visa, MasterCard or American Express. Now there's only 3 bus services a day from Wollongong to Moss Vale. Now there's one early in the morning and there's one 11:27, which is the one we're going to catch, and there's one late in the afternoon. So to do this trip you've got to get to Wollongong station before the bus departs at 11:27. Now I've got it pretty safe. I'm catching the 9:27 Kiama bound train, which will get me to Wollongong in time for the departure of the bus to Moss Vale. Now when you find your seat on the train, sit on the left side of the carriage and that'll give you the best sea views of the coast while we're heading down to Wollongong. Now there's not a fantastic amount of sea views on the way down because a lot of it is covered by trees. But anyway, sit on the left anyway to get the most of what there is. Now I'm doing this trip on Thursday and it's fairly quiet. But just remember, if you do this on the weekend, I think you're going to get a few more people, especially in the summertime. People get out and go travelling a lot more. Anyway, I'll sit back and enjoy the trip. Now this is a fast express train down to Wollongong. The first stop is Walleye Creek, then Hurstville, then Sutherland, then Helensburgh, Thurrool, North Wollongong and Wollongong. So it's a pretty quick trip.
will stop at North Wollongong. This train will stop at Wollongong.
Wollongong.
Welcome to Wollongong.
The train on platform 2 goes to Kiama. First stop Coniston, then Unanderra, Datto, Albion Park, Oak Flats, Shell Harbour Junction, Minamara, Bumbo and Kiama. The train on platform 2
Here's the exit here.
So the Sydney bloke's got off the train.
So when you walk out from the station, just turn to your right here, and here's the bus stop for Moss Vale. Now I did this same trip about 5 years ago, and hopefully nothing has changed. And 5 years ago the bus to Moss Vale left from here, so it should be along in half an hour. Now, since I started this channel, I've constantly reminded people that you can't use an Opal card on a New South Wales Trainlink service. Like, you just can't jump on an XBT and go for a ride and expect to pay with your Opal card. That's not going to work. It doesn't. The system doesn't work like that. So now that I've said that you can't use an Opal card on a New South Wales Trainlink service, this bus I'm catching today is a New South Wales Trainlink service, but it's the only one in the state that you can actually use an Opal card on. Now, the reason why the situation's like this is because this New South Wales Trainlink bus takes people from Wollongong and from Moss Vale back off the Sydney to Melbourne and the Melbourne to Sydney XBT, and they've got to make it so that people can catch the bus, catch the coach over there, and they can book on it from here, and they're taken over in the coach. And I sort of asked the station master, why don't they just put on another Opal bus, just an ordinary blue Opal bus? And he said, well, why run two buses? I've been telling everybody you can't use an Opal card on a New South Wales Trainlink service. Always remember, this is the only one in the state where you actually can. Now, with all that information, you got no chance of getting lost. Oh, here it comes. It looked at New South Wales Trainlink. That's what we're looking for. Moss Vale. Perfect. I think you only got one today. Well, it looks like I'm going to be the only passenger today. I told the driver that I was travelling by Opal card, and he asked me if I had clicked on over there, and I said, well, when I came in I clicked off when I arrived in Wollongong, but he says we've got no Opal machine on the bus, so what I'll have to do, I have to go back and click back on again to go over to Moss Vale, and then once we get to Moss Vale I'll have to click off. Looks like we're ready to go. Now, of course, I'll leave the link to the timetable in the description. And when you go to the timetable for this bus, just look at the timetable, then just scroll down just below the timetable on the page, and you'll see the part where it tells you that it's a train link bus and you can use your Opal card on it. Now if you have any more questions, just drop them into the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. All the bus arrived in time and it has left on time, so all is good. The first stop is Dapto Station. Well, it looks like we got somebody else getting on here at Albion Park. Now the bus driver has just announced that a truck has broken down on one of the hairpin bends on Macquarie Pass and the road is completely blocked to large vehicles, buses. The only thing he can get through are cars. So he's decided to turn around and head back via Picton Road, which gives me the impression that he's probably going to drive through to Picton and then come down the Hume Highway. But he promised us he's going to get to Moss Vale around about 1:30. So fingers crossed. So we're just turning round, we're heading back towards Picton Road. That'll be great. It'll be Sunday. And the problem is today we won't get to see and visit Robinson. That's travel for you, isn't it, eh? At least we're going to get to Moss Vale. Fingers crossed. Junction to the Hume Highway is about a kilometre away and Picton is just a few K from here, so we're basically around Picton. Unfortunately, the Hume motorway isn't the scenery I had in mind for you. I was looking forward to the climb up the Macquarie Pass and over into Robinson and then through to Moss Vale. Unfortunately, we've only got the Hume motorway. It's a bit boring. Well, Moss Vale's just down the road and we're only an hour late, so it's not too bad. But it's unfortunate we couldn't come up Macquarie Pass and through Robertson. But you can't win them all. We still made it anyway. We're here. Made it. Well, welcome to Moss Vale. We're going to the station and there's a lift. Now the trains, the time now is just 1:30. We're about an hour late. And the trains generally leave about 2 minutes to the hour. So there's one at 2 o'clock and there's one at 3 o'clock. So give me time to have some lunch and I'll probably catch the 3 o'clock service back to Sydney. Okay, there's the 2 o'clock waiting. Okay, we'll go over town now, get some lunch. I'm starving. Footbridge.
Doors closing. Please mind the doors. Bridge. Doors open.
Okay, out. Turn to the right. Okay, there's a lift there to take you down the last little bit. Let's go down the stairs. Okay, here we are. Just over there, of course, is the Moss Vale Hotel. And I've had lunch there before and it's very good. And I might duck in there to see what they've got today. Well, I'm having a crispy salt and pepper squid salad. And that sounds pretty good. Now just hopefully the kitchen is still open. Delicious. Well, that looks pretty good. There's quite a few other places downtown which you might want to go down and have a look. But this is the closest to the station, the Moss Vale Hotel. Perfect. There are numerous other eateries around here, and we'll go and have a look at a couple of them. Here's one, the Flower Bar, Bakery, Wine and Snacks. That looks pretty good.
This kitchen's open for a few.
Really nice.
Oh, is it? We're at the closing kitchen stage. Okay. So if there's something you like to look at there, I could throw it in real quick. You're going to have it here?
Oh, that looks very nice.
So I'm going to do your approach.
Now, one of the viewers asked me about the Moss Vale Services Club, but it's a bit of a walk from town. I've just come from up there, and it's down there, so it's down on not this corner, the next corner down, just around there somewhere. So if you want to go to the Services Club, it's quite a walk. It's probably about a 5 to 10 minute walk. Now I'm going to head across the road and walk the rest of the way through those gardens there. Now, be careful getting across here. Just a second, mate. Thanks, mate. Now, here's another little cafe here. Okay, what we'll do, we'll take a walk through the gardens, which leads up to the station. Oh yes, this looks beautiful. Well, for a dessert, I just purchased a cream-filled matchstick from that little hot bread shop there. And it's absolutely delicious. Delicious fresh cream. Ah, beautiful. Okay. Well, that matchstick, that finished lunch off, that was absolutely delicious. Now we've got 2:45, and I'm going to catch the 2 minutes to 3 train back to the city. Back down to the station. Ah, there's another restaurant. That looks like, let's see. Now they have a lunch menu. That looks pretty good too. Oh, looks very good. Well, that looks really good in there. They got a nice menu. I'll try that next time I come back to Moss Vale. But right now, I think I better get over to make sure I get this train. Well, I don't know what's wrong with this locator here. This looks like it's come off the track or something. Anyway, I'll let them fix it. Of course, here we go, at the back of the lift. I'll take the stairs due to that matchstick and cream I had.
Doors opening. Doors closing. Please mind the doors. Platform. Doors opening.
Okay. When I arrived here on the bus, I forgot to tap off. So I'll tap off now. And tap back. Oh, okay, already tapped off. Okay, it's safe. Still the old ticket room.
Okay, here we are, back on the platform. There's our train waiting for us.
It's nice and cool. Air conditioned. Well, we're on our way. Okay, here we are at Macarthur. We're going to get off here and change for an electric train, which is sitting on the other side of the platform. Circle, departing in 3 minutes. Now the train we just got off, that goes through to Campbelltown, which is the next stop. But you got to change here, because if you change here, you just walk across the platform to get to the next train, which is going to take us into the city, which is this train. Now if you go into Campbelltown, it'll go into a siding in the station, and you'd have to go up on the lift, cross over, and back down to get to this train. So don't forget, change at Macarthur when you're coming back to the city.
This train will stop at East Hills. This train will stop at Reevesby. This station is Walleye Creek.
Well, here we are back at Central again. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Bye now.